Anyway, let's get back.
You know, I've been pulled over for speeding, 5, 10 miles over, nothing excessive, but you never know what kind of situation that could turn into.
No justice!
No peace!
Protests have been peaceful, perhaps a result of the family's call for calm and the fact that all 5 black
Tucker Carlson comparing Tyre Nichols' murder to Ashley Babbitt. Yeah, for a black person getting pulled over for a DWB, driving while black, is the same as like a white person breaking in and trying to do an insurrection and breaking in to the fucking halls of Congress when they're like 3 seconds away from being able to like kidnap or execute a fucking congressperson. Like, he's right. He's being honest. Those two are at the same level of criminality. You're a black person driving a car, abiding by the traffic laws. It's the same as breaking into the fucking halls of Congress, okay? If you're a white person. That's it. He's being honest about his like bar that he has for white people to clear. That's what he's saying.
police officers have been charged in Tyre Nichols' death. After the video's release, the Shelby County Sheriff announced 2 deputies who responded to the scene have also been relieved of duty. President Biden said he was outraged and deeply pained by the video and echoed Tyre Nichols' family's calls for peaceful protests.
What's at stake is, first of all, innocent people's lives, number one. Number 2, it has a lot to say and do with the image of America.
It's an image not helped by these videos. The need for police reform is again at the forefront of people's minds.
British people covering America, like regular experiences in America, like it's a fucking documentary in the Serengeti, will never not be weird to me. But also in a weird way kind of funny, even though what we're describing here is like so brutal. But it literally always is like, they're like, it's just like they look at America from afar and they study us like we're fucking animals. I swear to God. Every time. We're literally like a zoo.
And we can speak to Neda, who's in Memphis, joins us from Memphis right now. Neda, this video has gripped the national consciousness, hasn't it?
Absolutely, Tanya. I mean, who would have thought after the death of George Floyd and the worldwide
Bro, this, like, what do you mean who would have thought? I thought it. Most people thought it. I don't get it. Like, just in 2022 alone, this happened 1,123 times, man. It's like saying, who would have thought a top of the hour ad break is coming? It's crazy. It's like it came last hour, and it's going to keep coming at the top of every fucking hour. Stop being confused by this. You can take action against the top of the hour ad break by subscribing for $5 or for free with Twitch Prime or by getting gifted a sub. So, hey, Bozo, thank you for the 5 get the subs. But you know it's coming. At the top of the hour, you know it's coming. A 3-minute ad break is coming, okay? Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Max William, thank you for the 5-2-1 gifted subs. People really think George Floyd's death changed the politics of police defenders in Congress, especially in the Democratic Party. No, actually, change happened. Yeah, I feel like I'm living on a different plane of existence. Whenever I hear motherfuckers in the media go, everyone thought things were going to change for the better after George Floyd. It's like, no, dude. Nancy Pelosi took the fucking kente cloth and kneeled. That's it. That's where it began, and that's where it fucking ended. That's the only thing that happened, okay? It's so weird. It's just like things keep getting worse and worse. Pressure keeps increasing. Biden does a fucking tour saying, I want to glaze up every fucking officer, okay? I want to make what that Memphis or that Tennessee cop did in the police department look like bullshit. I want to make that look PG. I want to fuck every cop I can, okay? He's running around, throwing it back for the blue. all across the country saying like cops just, you know what they need? They need more money. And we're going to make it illegal to be mad at a cop. 8.77, I'll take it. Shoe Lemon, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, by the way. Meanwhile, they're like, wow, it just doesn't seem like anything changed. Why would it? Why would it? Why would it? Why would it? Why would it change? Nobody has made any indication. Nobody has made, no one has said that they want change to happen. As a matter of fact, they keep saying, no, the only change that needs to happen is in the exact opposite direction. We need to give them more money. Meanwhile, we're like, so shocking. Nothing came of this.
Protests and reckoning for, more reform against police brutality. Who would have thought we would see such a graphic video again? And
hey, Potsy,
thank
you for the 10 gifted.
The family's lawyers and others really compare this to the beating of Rodney King in L.A. back in the 90s. So we're talking decades ago, and this is still such a huge problem in the United States. One organization that tracks police incidents like these found that last year was the highest on record. Now, of course, when we talk about these videos, we also have to talk about the fact that they are, in a way, a progress on one sense, in that they provide evidence of this happening, and it allows authorities to be able to go after officers involved in this type of conduct. But nevertheless,
yeah, the one positive change that came from this, however, is literally Steve Mulroy, the Shelby County prosecutor, okay? That guy, he is a more progressive county prosecutor than the previous one. Republicans had held the district attorney seat in Shelby County for decades, but last year, enough people showed up in an August election to flip the seat to a progressive Democrat on a reform platform. Reform DAs, reform prosecutors are actually, if they are genuine about their interest in reforming the police department, do have the fucking tools. That doesn't change the hurdles that they have to stop throwing up an Omega Law, please. Guys, oh my fucking God. Like, I know you want to say voting does not work, okay? But, like, these are marginal differences that over a larger field, okay, over the course of history, make genuine impact, make genuine changes. Please stop. Holy fuck. Yes, it's not going to be overnight, okay? If these motherfuckers actually were not threatening, even if it's a little bit threatening to cops, then cops wouldn't try to kill them all the fucking time, okay? Well, not kill them, but like literally immediately unseat them. Do as much propaganda as they can on how progressive DAs are just the worst thing that has ever happened. And you wouldn't have seen billions of dollars of free media afforded to the crime issue and how progressive DAs are single-handedly fucking responsible for crime in this goddamn country. Stop. I hate so much how leftists refuse to vote. That's not even true. Every single person that is like, oh, voting doesn't matter in here is just fucking LARPing. They're all good boys and girls that shut the fuck up and go out and vote when the time comes, okay? If bourgeois democracy is a farce, if bourgeois governance is a farce, and it's significantly is working to undermine the working class every step of the way, all you can do in that point is just marginally improve the material conditions of the working class as you work to organize outside of the system, okay? But you can, at the very least, try to put in some safeguards in the process. This is what I say all the time, okay? The greatest example I can give you is this. Bernie Sanders being president would not have like magically turned America into like the United Socialist States of America, okay? But it would have made it easier to at least do more labor organizing. It would have made it easier to have a stronger NLRB, okay? That's it. Because ultimately, that's just the first step, okay? Nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be overnight. That's why I always stress the point that, like, a society only flourishes when old men plant seeds for trees they will never sit in the shade of. That's what you can do here. Okay? Anyway, he charged the cops with murder instantly. It's true, though. Like, if you ask people in Memphis, at the very least, like, they'll tell you up until that moment, like, these guys were absolutely, that's such a Reddit quote, bruh. Yeah, I know, man. Everything is Reddit and soy. You got it. Everything is Reddit and soy, brother. You're so good. You are edgy. You are a nihilist, okay? You recognize how fucking awful the systems are, and you recognize your powerlessness in the face of it. So what is there to do but just fucking sit around and act like you're a Reggie boy? I mean, you're an edgy boy. Dude, that in and of itself, claiming that like an old fucking Greek proverb or whatever is a Reddit quote is inherently betraying the edgy nihilistic framework that you're trying to create here, okay? It just immediately shows you as a soy-facing Redditor yourself. Assuming that everything is fucking soy and Reddit, unironically, is very soy and Reddit. It's the Chinese proverb, sorry. Not Greek.
Tanya, it is re-traumatizing.
I'm xenophobic, bro. I'm xenophobic.
So many people to again have to witness a black man killed and beaten in this way.
And there have been protests.
That's right. Here in Memphis, people have gathered, a small group. They have taken to the streets peacefully, holding up signs saying justice for Tyre. It was really important to Tyre, Nichols' mother, that the protesters remained peaceful. She said, if this is really about my son, then you will honor him. He was someone who was, she said, pretty near perfect. And she said, this is the city that we all have to live in. So we have to go about this in a way that we express how we feel, but together as a community. And that's exactly what we've seen. Earlier, there were people out in the streets protesting peacefully. In fact, they've all gone home now. It's pretty quiet here in Memphis. And there have been protests in other cities as well. But I think the reason, again, a lot of what we're seeing has been peaceful is because in this case, at least, the family has said they're happy with how swiftly the officers are now having to face accountability and how swiftly the police department worked on this investigation.
Neda, thank you very much indeed. Well, let's now go to Jimmy Kundu, who is a lawyer and has worked with Crime Stoppers in Houston. Welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us. When you watch this video, what do you deduce from it?
I deduce from it that we have a problem in this country that we must address with all necessary haste. And the struggle against police brutality must be addressed on a local level, meaning cities, counties, states must be addressed on a local level. There's thousands of law enforcement agencies throughout the United States, and they essentially operate independently, which makes it very difficult for federal oversight. And that's...
I don't want to listen to this, man. Where's the cop? Why are they asking a lawyer? I don't get it. Why no cop? That's weird. Could they not find a police chief? I need to know. I need at least like a cop with like 14 confirmed kills to be able to give me an assessment, an accurate assessment on why this instance was so different than regular police brutality that I myself personally engaged in my 45 years of being, for carrying this fucking badge. Where is he? Where's the cop at?
Why we have to get involved on the grassroots level and address these problems there.
What do you conclude from the fact that these officers were themselves black?
When a person becomes a police officer, they're no longer a black police.
There you go. Why is it that everyone says this except, every person with like just a little bit of an understanding of the situation immediately says that. It's like, yeah, that person is like no longer black. They're a cop. They're operating under a white supremacist system. They are the enforcers of white supremacy. They're a cop. It's different, right? Except when you go to Fox, they're like, liberals are going to be very upset they can't make this a race issue. And I just like, when I hear that, I can't say the things I want to say when I hear some fucking smarmy right-wing shithead be like, haha, guess what, liberals, like salivating. You can't make this one a race issue, can you? Or, oh, it's so weird that they're trying to make this a race issue when it's a black cop that did the violent actions against a black guy. And it's like, anyway, it's so fucking frustrating how in this day and age, you can just like literally just celebrate being stupid. You can celebrate being on the wrong side. You can celebrate being a fucking idiot. It is deeply, deeply frustrating. Like they are sitting there doing victory laps in their sea of idiocy.
Police officer. They're not a white police officer or a Hispanic police officer. They are a blue police officer, and that is the culture, and it is blue against everybody else. The problem is, in the training that some of these police officers are getting, is they are training to police persons of different colors and nationalities in a very improper and very different way, and that's what needs to stop.
But even if that is the case, then what is seen on the video is completely unprofessional.
Absolutely. It's completely unprofessional. There's good police officers out there. The majority of police officers out there are good police officers. But it's not a profession where you can afford to have a bad police officer because people's lives are at stake. And what the police officers did here has led to the swift firing of these police officers.
That happens because for the most part, both sides are in agreement that police need reform, aka more money for training every single year, aka underfunded basic services and poverty that leads to crime, and the cycle continues. Yeah, I just like, how about no more money for cops until we like figure this shit out? You know what I mean? Like it makes no sense to just keep giving cops money to do more training that ends up being like how to murder unarmed black people more efficiently training. You know what I mean? That's like, they're like, oh man, we really need these funds for training. And then like they take the funds and they buy a fucking nuclear weapon with the funds. You know what I mean? Like why? How did that happen? Where is the actual de-escalation training? What the fuck? Also, you should do the de-escalation training, but ultimately cops shouldn't be like geared out the fucking wazoo for regular traffic stops. Even though we also found out, as you saw with the Tyre Nichols case, that like regular traffic stops should be more rare, okay? Like, why the fuck are you doing revenue collection for the goddamn state? Suck my dick, okay? And certainly, when you are, the traffic stops themselves should be rare, but also all those instances where you're like going on scene for someone who is behaving in a manner where it's like, you know, they're having like you're going on like a mental wellness checkup call. Like you should not be doing that. Okay? The guy who is not trained in any meaningful capacity other than like knows kind of how to shoot his fucking gun and recognizes that he won't get in trouble if he does it should not be the guy responding to the wellness checks and shit.
Officers. A record time indictment, 19 days from the time of the interaction to the time of the indictment and charges, where the officers now are facing serious allegations for second-degree murder, assault, kidnapping, official misconduct, and things of that nature. And historically, what you see when a police officer...
Yeah, all the elite units that act, units like ACT or CRG or gang, are paramilitary orgs that pick ex-soldiers with warrior mentality for a basic job requirement. They are by design meant to be tough. They're the earners. They're the earners. They're the guys who actually produce results, okay? Just an utter absence of intellectual curiosity here. There's a long history of elite, unaccountable police units like Scorpion incentivizing the wrong behavior, attracting the wrong sort of officer, becoming captured by that sort of officer, and doing irreparable damage. What if, stay with me, these 5 men